The glasses have been emptied, and the magic gate has been opened. Once again, this moment has been foretold. Since the beginning of times, the beer elements have always been in balance. But this is no longer the case. The balance must be restored. You will have help along the way.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 5th Beer Brackets of the Month episode. Alessandro, how are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm just so good. Like, I love recording these episodes because they're just like, you never know what can happen. It's always a surprise, no matter what it is.
You never know. You never know what's going to happen during these Beer Bracket of the Month episodes. And you know what, man? Today I'm a little bit thirsty. I'm excited because my 2 beers actually have a kind of overarching theme to them that I haven't told you about. So the 2 beers that I have selected today, it's nothing too crazy, but they're both beers that I've always really wanted to try and I never have. So that's
exciting. So
I know.
New beers for you. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, new beers, exactly. And these are actually really well-known beers internationally, and we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But these have been in my radar for a long time. I've always really wanted to try them. And what better way to try them than with you, my friend, and with all our viewers, so they can get my honest first impressions on them. Right?
I can't think of a better way. And anyway, I'm excited to see what you picked. So I feel like you should start today.
Oh, you think I should start?
I think you should, because I'm excited, and I'm sure everybody's watching is excited as I am. So you started here with this little hint, so we want to see what you picked. Come on.
So my first beer, my friend, is one that I've been seeing in beer stores here for quite a long time that I've wanted to try, and it kind of fits because we've done a review recently of the Weissbier, and also in our top 3 summer beers episode, Hoegaarden came into play, and this is one of the world's oldest wheat beers. And it is actually the world's oldest wheat beer brewery, and it is the Erdinger Weissbier. This is a German beer, and I've been wanting to try this one for so long because obviously they advertise themselves as being the world's oldest wheat beer brewery. But also a cool thing about this one, Alessandro, and it says here on the bottle, so wherever you can see, secondary fermentation inside the bottle. So this one is bottle fermented, and it says it's like champagne. So let's see. Let's put them to the test. Erdinger, you want to say you're the oldest, you're the OGs of wheat beer, and you think you're the oldest wheat beer brewery, and you think this is going to be like champagne? Let's see. Oh, some good smoke on the opening there. And I'm going to go slowly with this one because I'm expecting it to be...
Or it's slow.
Work slow, man. Patience. I'm expecting it to be very, very carbonated.
Well, I'm excited for you to try this one here.
Yeah.
That's
so as you can see here, I'll show you off on the side, man. So it's extremely carbonated. My friend, I don't want to leave you without a beer, so please open up your beer brackets and let everybody know what you've got in store for us.
So it's funny, like you mentioned, you had an overarching stories with your 2 beers.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 separate stories for today's beer. So the first one is a story that involves the both of us, and you see it the moment I pull up the beer. So let's start from the glass.
Let's start.
Need to drink the beer. And then here, for my opening beer brackets beer,
Very
I picked Man-Child.
Oh my God.
If you haven't followed episodes with us, Joe is very familiar with this beer because a few years ago he came down here to visit me in Tampa.
Love that beer.
There's this amazing brewery called Hidden Springs, right in the heart of Tampa. It makes a lot of amazing beers. A lot of their beers are sours. This one in particular is a Berliner Weisse. And the flavor is peanut butter and jelly. And he tried it. He loved it. So I thought it would be like a great opportunity to bring it here since I found it again and try it again here with you. I'm sorry you can't have it, but at least it's as close as I can get.
Oh man, I'm so happy that you're able to get that. For some reason, I thought it might have been discontinued or something like that. But oh my God, do I love that beer. It is so good. You got to pour this out for the people so they can see the beautiful color on this.
Look at that. No, it's they make really amazing beers. So if you ever are in Tampa, definitely check them out. And they're so spot on with their flavors. Like anything you read on the can is what you taste in the glass. Woo, man, it's just like smelling a peanut butter jelly sandwich. With a little bit of tartness. It's like, yeah, cheers, my friend. Like, it's
cheers,
a pleasure
buddy.
to be drinking here with you today.
It's such a pleasure. You would love this one. Oh my God. The actual, normally in a wheat beer, you get a lot of citrus aromas. So you get a lot of estery aromas as well. The banana straight out of the glass or orange peel. On this one, it's a really malty aroma right away. And on the taste, it's really malty as well. And it's super highly carbonated. But it has the body. It has sort of like a thick, creamy body of a wheat beer. It's not overly citrusy in any way. In fact, I'm not getting any citrus at all. This is delicious. Oh, Erdinger. I would love to review this one. And this is actually really easy to find. So you might be able to find it. So maybe we could do a full review of it.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. I'm pretty sure I can find it. So now that I know that you can find it too, we should definitely review it. It's because yes.
How's that peanut butter and jelly treating you?
This is delicious, my friend. Like it and I don't want to be, I don't want to be mean here describing it to you because I know you've tried it, you like it. But what I like about it is that being a sour, it has that delicious tartness on the side of your tongue that elevates the beer. And then it just hits you with that peanut butter like that runs through your tongue, and then it leaves you with that aftertaste of sweetness that is from the jelly. So if you're not thinking that you're drinking a beer and you just, close your eyes for a second and you let that finish going on, it almost feels like you're just taking like a bite out of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is like wizardry. That's the best way I can describe it.
It is. It's such wizardry. I'm having flashbacks based on your description to having that beer.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I'm sure there'll be opportunities. If I'm not mistaken, this is a seasonal, so they don't always have it. So I was lucky enough, like last time I went to the beer store to pick up a few beers, I saw it there. It's kind of like walking down the aisle and I saw it there in display and I'm like, So I went right to it, like grabbed it and I said, I'm going to feature this one here because I know Joe is going to love it.
I'm a big fan of bottle fermented beers, man. I got to tell you, that extra kick of strong carbonation like you see in a lot of the Unibrew beers that we've talked about, it adds a lot to a wheat beer. This is delicious.
One beer to open.
Did you hear that?
One beer to close.
Again?
I heard something before, but I didn't want to. You were really into the PB&J. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I heard a little something. Oh man, we've been here before.
Looks familiar.
Oh, look at this guy.
What? It's a skeleton with the sombrero and a beer. Are we dead?
What are the beer spirits? Alessandro, I think, of course, Cerveza Corazon, excuse me. I think we met another beer spirit. He looked pretty mad, and he's like a big dude with a beard and a barrel. And what do you usually whisper?
Hey, do you know anything about like beer elements? We've been sent here by a strange voice telling us that we had to restore a balance. Like
we were. It's true. There's 5? What are the 5 elements?
Trappist wizard? Where can we find him? Are there more?
That was weird.
Yeah.
I want to say about that.
Weird things happen like every time. I don't know. Anyway, at least the beer's still here.
Oh, the beer's still here. That's the most important thing. We still have our beers. Man, this Erdinger is fantastic, and we are going to do a full review on it one day. But right now, my friend, it is time to move on to our closing beer brackets. Let's close them out.
It is time.
Well, since I started and opened my beer brackets, I guess I will start with closing my beer brackets.
Please,
this is another beer. Please. This is another beer that I have had my eye on for quite some time, but I've never tried. And I'm really excited to try this for one reason and one reason only. I discovered this beer watching Michael Jackson's Beer Hunter. And if you're not familiar with Michael Jackson's Beer Hunter, definitely recommend going to check it out.
My name really is Michael Jackson, but I don't sing and I don't drink Pepsi. I drink beer.
But this beer in particular, he called one of the great characters of the beer world. I saw it the other day. I haven't seen it ever, and I saw it in a local LCBO liquor store here, and I had to get it. It is the Abbot Ale by Greene King. You ever heard of this one?
I have not heard of that one, my friend.
Abby, here, I'll show you the can off on the side there. It's pretty cool. It's got that little stamp of approval on it. So this is actually, it's interesting. So this, and they're located, well, they're in England. And so Greene King is actually kind of an overarching company / brewery that kind of, from what I understand, if we have any viewers in the UK or anybody knows a little bit more, post down below and let me know. I did a bunch of research, and information on this is a little hard to find, but they're kind of an overarching company that sort of bought up a lot of smaller breweries along the way, from what I understand. If you check out their website, they have a whole list of other smaller breweries that are under them. This particular ale, rumor has it, and legend has it, that this recipe is over 1,000 years old, or something along those lines. And if it's a favorite of Michael Jackson, and he describes it as one of the great characters of the beer world, then I cannot wait to try it. It's been described as having really dark, fruity characters.
Right up my alley, sounds like it.
Oh man, I can smell this already. Just from here, holding it about...
Tell me about it, I want to hear it.
Oh, you would love this. Oh, as an aroma, I just get coffee. Coffee was the first thing that hit me, like freshly brewed coffee.
Wow.
But it's sort of like check it out. It's kind of like an amber colored ale.
Yeah.
The aromas that I get off it right away are chocolate, coffee, a little bit of banana, and some dark fruit. But coffee and chocolate are the main two things that jump out to me. Oh, I have to go in.
Please.
Oh. This is beautiful. You get coffee and chocolate going down, but there's some maltiness there. It was described as being really fruity, which I find surprising because I don't find this to be overly fruity. But you do get a little hint of dark fruits in the background, maybe some plums, maybe some prunes. My friend, I don't want to leave you without a beer for too long. What are you closing your beer brackets with?
So, well, first of all, thank you for sharing. I have never experienced that beer, and I'm gonna look and see if I can find it. I don't recognize the can, but I'm definitely gonna look because you've made me very curious now.
If you can find this, we have to do a review on this because I'm telling you right now, this might be perfect beer territory. It might be.
Oh, anticipation there is coming. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look for it. For my closing beer, I picked a beer that I know you can find, and I know we were going to review, so I'm not going to talk about the beer at all. But I picked it because it has a story for me, and it's kind of like bound to my my childhood when I was a young teenager. And as you probably know, if you followed us, like I'm half Italian and half Danish, and during the summer every year with my family, we used to travel from Italy up to Denmark, usually in the month of July, to visit the family up there. And we would travel by car, and we would get the car on a train in Germany, travel through Germany during the night, so sleep in the train with the car on the train. And my grandfather used to travel with us, and he used to have, like on the train, a specific beer all the time, like in the evening, like when we would have like our dinner. And that beer in particular, a lot of times, not always, was the Bitburger. Which is a Pilsner, great, accessible, it says here on the can, #1 draft beer in Germany. It's super easily accessible here in the US, I know in Canada too. In Europe for sure, it's everywhere. So I'm picking it because it has this memories to childhood. And it's a beer that one of the first beer that I started trying when I was experimenting and trying beer out. So that's why I chose this beer.
Man, I've never met your grandfather, unfortunately, but he sounds like a man. He sounds like a wonderful man, frankly. And I love that your memories going back are the beers that he drank on the train between Italy and Denmark.
Oh, yeah.
So was it because Bitburger was just what they served on the train, or did he bring packs of Bitburger with him on the train and drink?
They normally would serve it on the train, so they would have, different popular German beers that so if you would order the beer, like they had like a couple of selections, and this one here, it's really popular in Germany. It's almost like it's a main brand, so it's easy to access, and honestly the beer is quite delicious. And I know we've been talking about reviewing it, so I don't want to get too much into the notes, but look for the review. It's coming.
Yeah, we've been talking about reviewing that one for a while. It's on the schedule. It's pretty easy to find. I think thinking back, wherever I've been in Canada, whatever cities, provinces I've been living in, Bitburger has been really accessible. I wish I could hand you this beer through the screen right now for you to taste this, because I am so surprised. I read amazing things about this. I knew that it's, legend has it, it's a 1,000-year-old recipe that they used to make on the Abbey. But wow, this is very unique. And I understand why Michael Jackson said this was a character in the beer world. This is freaking fantastic. And oh man, I know you, and all you get is toasted malt. At first it was coffee chocolate, but then just the toasted malt takes over. And it's really just like sticking your nose in a bread oven. And it's just, guys.
That sounds so delicious.
We will leave you on that note. And on that note, we are going to have to look out for Bitburger, but we're going to have to do a review of Abbot Ale. If you can't get it, I'm going to ship you a case of this, because it is a crime if you do not try this beer. So thank you so much.
Figure it out.
Oh, we're going to figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. Once the borders ease up a little bit, we'll figure something out. Guys, thank you for joining us for the 5th monthly beer brackets of the month. Hope you had a good time. Hope you opened and closed your beer brackets along with us. Let us know down below, what did you open and close your beer brackets with? Let us know, guys. Cheers. We'll see you next time.
And don't forget to close your beer brackets.
Never forget.